Hello Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. Please come into the reading with an open heart and an open mind. Take away only what resonates for you and release the rest. Do trust your own intuition above all else because you're accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. All right, let's go ahead and set the intention to get my Libra gang some clear, helpful, and insightful messages wherever they are currently at on their spiritual path forward. All right, we're going to start off with a couple oracles, help guide the reading. Happy eclipse season. I hope you guys are doing well. All right. Ooh, obsession, the card of obsession. We'll get into that. Little Scorpio energy there. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like currently when I read for Libra, I have a lot of people who are cuspy with Scorpio or maybe have like Mercury, Venus, Scorpio placements because I tend to get those kind of muddled Scorpio, Libra stuff coming together. So you have two animal cards. We'll look at that. All right, let's start here. So this says, if I ask you, who are you? You answer, I am the one who sees. From back in here somewhere, I look out and I am aware of the events, thoughts, and emotions that pass before me. All right, so I think that's separating yourself from a circumstance or a scenario that you may be bogged down in, you may be, caught up in, and sort of, again, being able to see the forest from the trees, being able to separate yourself from what's actually going on, your thoughts that might not be rooted in reality, your emotions that may be feeling overwhelmed at times, but I think it's good to ask, are they even your emotions? Are you an empath? Do you absorb the energy and the emotions around you and take them on as your own? Being an air sign, though, I think it's important for you to lean into your own healthy boundaries while still, as a Libra, being able to connect with those around you. So then for a love oracle, quote unquote love, it doesn't have to be romantic, but relationship oracle, we'll say. You have obsession, focusing too much on one situation and the need to take a step back. So again, perspective. This is all about perspective. It's not about resisting or denying the emotions you're feeling or even the thoughts, but there is a need to be sort of a little bit more analytical about them and understand where they're coming from. And I think most importantly, is it coming from a state of lack, a lack mentality, a state of fear, because ultimately that isn't for our best and highest good. Oh my goodness, you have 3 oracles. We'll look at them, but I'm not going to read them all. So deer is something very soft and gingerly. I love it. There's something very naive and sweet and kind of a little bit frightened sometimes when the deer comes up. But I don't know if I get frightened from this. Let's see. Octopus is having your hand in many cookie jars. There can be some sort of interference. For you, there might be something here about needing to reorganize, but it may actually be coming through as reorganizing your thoughts or reorganizing your emotions. Again, some sort of assessment. There's something here about the ears that's very important symbolically. It's like listen for the clues. The universe is speaking to you through the words of other people around you, through coworkers, through friends, through lyrics on the radio. The answers you seek are already around you, and like it's audible, it's hearable. As I said, audible. I'm like, isn't that like the audiobook thing? I don't know. Some of you may gain something from an audiobook or listening to some sort of like meditative thing. And then the mouse. All right. I'm wanting to put those two together because the colors are so similar. I think for one or two of you, if this is romantic, it might be saying that you are dealing with a person who doesn't know what they want and they're quote unquote like keeping their options open or keeping their hand in multiple cookie jars. The mouse to me can indicate something a little bit secretive, right? Something that likes to hide and then come out for food, metaphorically. And I'm reading these strictly intuitively, not based on what the book says because you've got so many. I think you're presenting as the deer in some capacities. I think you're alert. I think you have your eyes and ears out for what's going on. I think your thoughts might be running amok in your head. There's almost like a 9 of Swords energy with like, why isn't this person calling me back? Or why didn't I ever hear back from that job? I think whoever you're dealing with, there's an octopus and there's someone who's like the mastermind behind this. And I do think it doesn't have to be romantic, but there is this idea of like the many hands, the many tentacles reaching out to multiple people. I just get the idea that this isn't necessarily one-on-one. And maybe that makes sense for you in terms of your job or your career if you're going after some highly competitive role. I do think there's someone else in the running. Let's throw a tarot card on each and see what's up with that. I think this might bode well for you. I think you're being asked to be patient and not put your life on pause for other people. I think I'm always going to tell you this. This isn't a surprise for most of you. I think you're meant to go out and live your life. And it's not to say that you can't revisit this at a time where this person has made some sort of decision and sort of tossed their hat in the ring to express to you what they really want. But you might be dealing with a water sign who has a lot of fear right now. There's like fear coming through. And you seem to have taken a fancy to them. Batting your eyelashes with the deer. It's very like, I'm hearing like bashful, like batting your eyelashes, kind of blushing, kind of, I think this person gives you compliments or makes you feel like when you're with them, they make you feel like you're the only person in the room, but unfortunately there's other rooms. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? The Knight of Swords to the Empress says, though, an offer is going to be coming, or a conversation will be coming, that a couple things. It is going to flatter you because this person does see you as the Empress. Whether you're male or female, it's like embodying that Venus energy of kind-hearted, compassion, stable, grounded, reliable, responsible, lovely, beautiful, Empress energy, right? I think this person sees you as the Empress. They don't want to lose you, but there is something that they're fearful of letting go of. And maybe this is just an ex. Maybe this isn't necessarily someone who is actively, being a key player in their life, but it's like they have trouble letting go of the past. And so there might be that idea of the ex that's kind of in and out, and maybe it's just in and out of their emotions, in and out of their thoughts. Like, we're going to throw some cards on this. Others of you, again, this could be seeking a competitive role in some capacity. The Knight of Swords to the Empress, though, I think this person is going to continue communication with you. What is the deal with this ex? Or whatever this is. It's funny, I just said the ex, so that may have come through for a reason. Yeah, they're still holding out hope that something from their past might return, and so they might be biding their time. They might be trying to take their mind off of it by flirting with you or being with you a little bit. I'm sorry, Libra. I know this reading isn't everything you wanted it to be, but for those who are here to learn or grow from it, let's see what happens. Let's see. Without bias or judgment, let's see how we can help Libra. So what is the connection here then? If this is Knight of Swords to the Empress, what is being communicated here? What is being communicated here? Yeah, I mean, there's a decision and a choice. The Lovers definitely indicates to me something karmic, something that really, it tugs at our heartstrings. But ultimately, the underlying message when the Lovers comes up, whether it works out or not, is make sure you lean into the lessons. Why do you think the person ushered this other person into your life? What are you meant to learn from them? And really, what impact that this person is having on you? Where can you draw out conclusions? And again, be a little bit more analytical about yourself. Where can you learn from yourself and your own patterns and your own behaviors? It's almost like the idea of being hunted, the idea of like, hunting season, right? You're the deer. It's like, just because this person wants you and desires you doesn't mean they have the best intentions for you in mind. I think there's almost something coming through as like a trophy here. It's like this person knows they look good when they're beside you, but are they just using you for superficial reasons? I mean, the Two of Cups, this person likes you, this person has emotions for you. So then what's the deal with this Page of Pentacles to the Mouse then? There's something secretive about the mouse. This could have been the third party stuff. Again, it could just be holding on to an ex. Something about Christmas time or Christmas lights. They may have reconnected with an ex around Christmas or I don't know. I don't know what that is. So it could be that that's this person's birthday. They may have reached out and wished them a happy birthday even though they're not together anymore. What's the deal with that? The King of Cups. Yeah. So you have strong romantic cards on each side. So I'm going to stick with what I said about hands in multiple cookie jars. Careful where your thoughts are consuming you. And here's the key to that. Where your thoughts are not helping you feel good about yourself, your life, your job, your romantic partner, anything like that. And here's the thing, I have Scorpio placements, so I'm going to get behind this and say this, and not everyone feels this way. Obsession isn't a bad thing if you are obsessed with something that makes your life better and healthier. If you lean into your own value and worth, and it's cool to get obsessed with spreading joy and compassion out in the world. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a balance to everything, which is funny because obsession is usually like a very extreme thing. Get obsessed with something that makes you so friggin' happy that everything else falls by the wayside. When you become obsessed with self-love and putting yourself first, you're going to find a person who kind of equally has that same amount of self-love, but a desire to meet people who are in alignment with that path and with that energy. I get it. You have feelings for someone and it's confusing because they do have feelings for you too, Two of Cups, but they have a lot of feelings too for someone else who may or may not be in their life anymore. This could have been someone that they had proposed to at one point in time. This could have been someone that they lived with at some time. Like they may have started to build something with this person and maybe it went wrong. And they're still kind of picking up the pieces of what happens. It could be that you're with, I don't typically see a lot of Libras in open relationships. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but if that's the case, it seems like this person is swinging more like King of Cups. This does feel like a masculine energy. I have to be honest. The octopus, Scorpio energy, possibly Cancer, Pisces, maybe something with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It doesn't have to be, but you're kind of coming through as I'm interested in this person. We had some sort of connection, but with the Lovers, like it's complicated. There's some stuff coming in between us getting together. So ultimately, what is the best advice or guidance? Anyway, become obsessed with yourself. Become obsessed with healthy choices, healthy decisions. Watch where your mind goes. If you're consumed by thoughts that are bringing you down and making you feel anxious or sad or jealous or lack of self-worth, that's something you kind of have to transform and change. And again, it's not about swallowing it and ignoring it and dismissing it, because ultimately you're being asked to work through those lessons of, well, why am I feeling this way? Why do I feel less than? Why do I feel like I'm in competition for love? I think it has to do with changing your point of view about this person. And maybe for some of you, it's not about viewing this person as the bad guy or the bad girl or the evil one. I think you're right. It's complicated. There's shades of gray here. It's not all black and white. But I think it's best to use your thoughts and your feelings as a platform to empower yourself versus sort of, I don't know, it's something like by tangoing with this energy, you risk losing your self-worth, or you risk kind of falling into a darker place because it doesn't always turn out the way you want. So I think you have to be very clear about, what you want and desire and be able to express it with this person. But expectation versus reality, there seems to be they're not jiving. They're not aligning with what you thought this could be or what you thought it was going to be versus what it is currently. So let's fast forward, let's say 2 months. 2 months from now, what is the scenario going to look like for Libra? And really, this is about taking a step back. It doesn't mean you have to dismiss it entirely. If this is a connection that you do get some joy and pleasure out of, as long as it doesn't start spitting you out when this person doesn't respond or whatever, I think it's a slippery slope, Libra. I'm going to say that. But ultimately, this card says you need to take a step back. You need to see the forest from the trees. I think you have to really consider what this brings to your life, and is it worth whatever sacrifice you're having to currently make? Because I do think there is something that it's not all sunshine and rainbows. All right, so 2 or 3 months from now, what's the deal with this storyline? 9 of Wands, Wounded Warrior, apologies, or possibly getting yourself back out there, and then more anxiety. Yeah, it's that happy, sad, happy, sad, happy, sad. And don't get me wrong, I mean, in a sense, I'm wanting to say, but that's life. Things come and go in waves. But I think it's about how you deal with adversity. And when you have those scary thoughts or dark feelings or whatever, it's about how you work your way through them in a positive way. Again, we can't control what goes on around us, but we can control us internally, right? Our internal balance. That's very, the scales, Libra energy. That being said, I do still see this being like an on again, off again, or something where when it's good, it feels great, and when it's bad, it feels awful. And so I don't know. I don't think this connection is great for you, Libra. I think you can do better. Yeah, I think you need to be with someone who meets you halfway, who's on your level, who's going to equally nurture the relationship, not someone who's playing the field and quote unquote like feeding two mouths. All right, let's get a new storyline. Anything else I can tell Libra for? In fact, let's grab these back. We'll see if they come out again. Anything else I can tell Libra for eclipse season? Is there a storyline that wants to be known, something that would help them, motivate them, empower them, inspire them? Something else I can tell my Libra gang out there? Get obsessed with something that's good for you. Again, not everybody sees, that as a message worth sharing, but I don't know. I think in terms of going after something that really lights your fire, that you're passionate and enthusiastic about, if you're in control of that, meaning you're not in control of anyone else but yourself, but you're in control of you. So if you get obsessed with something that's good for you, that's improving your life, go for it. Pour your energy into that. I think, it's hard to give that guidance to a Libra, because I think moderation is going to be important too. Like, I'm almost wanting to say not putting all your eggs in one basket, but being a Libra though, I don't think you will. I think you're smarter than that. I think you know that, good things come when we're in balance, right? Not when we're going to the extremes of anything. Again, with this card, it's about being really analytical about the things you're telling yourself and the thoughts, and being able to step back and almost disconnecting from what your ego is telling you, the crossfires, the missed signals in your brain of, oh, well, he said this, so it must have meant that, and blah, blah, blah. You kind of have to sit back as the listener and be like, there's like a conversation going on in my head, but, needing to step back and realize, like, it's not all based in truth, though. So I have to separate myself from that and, like, come back to my own, come back to my body, ground myself, do some breath work, do some meditation, quiet the mind, which can be very hard, right, for everybody. All right, eclipse season, anything else I can share with Libra? 7 of Swords. Moving into a chapter of healing. There could be a Sagittarius who comes to your aid. Yeah, it's important to grieve. Don't deny or resist yourself the importance of the release of emotions, the cathartic relief. It's funny, I said relief with an F. I didn't mean to. I meant release. But honestly, I think it's going to be a relief to be able to not be in this headspace anymore of second guessing yourself or second guessing everything that was said or done, or what was the true meaning or motive or intention behind that. There's a lot of like strategic type energy going on here, and like trying to guess what or anticipate what the other person is going to do, and it's throwing you off balance. You literally have a card here of balance and patience. If this connection isn't making you feel good about yourself, it's probably not your long-term person. That's really what it comes down to. All right, moving away from this, let's assume that Libra chooses to disengage, or the majority of them will choose to disengage. What is this Two of Cups? What is going to be salvaged or gained from this experience? What can Libra get excited about? Let's help them find something to be excited and joyful about. Motivation, empowerment, please, universe. What can we do for Libra? What might be coming in for them? The Knight of Wands, all right. Fun, be curious, go on an adventure, go travel. Do something spontaneous. This feels like dancing, music festival. Libras tend to love music, right? You guys love music? Yeah, go to a concert, go dancing with your friends, do something fun, do something spontaneous. Get out of your daily rhythms and routine, do something unexpected, do something unusual. You have the Five of Swords here. You know that you have the best intentions in mind, and so you don't need to second guess that or think that if I had only done this better, or if I had only said that one thing, or if I had only done something different. Give yourself more credit. You know that you showed up in this relationship to the best of your ability. And that other person knows your intentions. That's why the Two of Cups came out for them. Like, they do like you. It was nothing that you did wrong. They had their own baggage. They had their own hangups. And unfortunately, that's completely out of your control. So that's where you bring it back to center and be like, I can stand kind of proudly knowing what I offered and what I bring to the table. And if that's not their cup of tea, well, then they're not my person, Because it's like, metaphorically, someone else is going to want to take a sip, right? I think it's not about busying yourself to disengage from the thoughts. It's about allowing the thoughts to surface, but not taking them on as truth or not letting them bring you down anymore. It's acknowledging the thoughts, but choosing to work through them and seeking out other avenues for joy in your life. Venus in Aquarius, there's like a detached energy right now. And I'm not sure if that's you, because it could be the advice here is to maybe detach a little bit from relationships so that you're not just rebounding with the Knight of Wands, right? Because, ultimately you don't want to do what was done to you because that hurts, right? So yeah, this might be, it could be going out and dating, but it might not be for the sole purpose of like sex and romance. It might just be getting out and meeting the people and having fun and having good conversations. And yeah, I see you like going to museums or going to the movies or going to the festival or something that's just like, hey, we're going to do this because it's fun. And that's the reason behind it. There might be a fun trip or a fun travel experience. Yeah, some of you talked about taking a trip with this person and you're starting to realize that may never transpire. And so you might be doing it on your own, or you might be planning a trip with friends or with family because it's something you really wanted to do. It's going to happen with a different person. And it's funny, as I said that, it's going to happen with a different person. That is symbolic of your love life too. Wheel of Fortune says, go towards what you're passionate about. Expansion. Jupiter is about growth and expansion. So it's like zoom out, the greater picture. There's many fish in the sea. And I know that's really hard to hear when you are very stuck on this. But again, the word obsession is coming through for a reason. There might be an unhealthy level of focus on this, and the universe is saying zoom out, Libra, release control. What's meant to be will be. I'm not saying this person isn't going to continue to contact you or sleep with you or whatever it is. I just think the universe is saying, are you sure you're good with that? Because the tarot cards would indicate you kind of have some trepidations about that, or you kind of have some hang-ups, and rightfully so, because I think it's making you question your value and your self-worth. It's like, why do they treat me like I'm a queen and I'm the princess or whatever, the masculine version, and yet at the same time they still have connections to this other person. Like, why am I not enough? And that's where the universe is like, pumping the brakes. Is like, whoa. It was never about that. You've always been enough. Like, you've always been great. This person is again, it's all to do with them. It has nothing to do with you. But ultimately, the lesson and tied to this is for you to see that, like, you don't have to participate in things that don't respect you or don't make you feel good about yourself. The right person, the quote unquote right person, you're not going to have all these like suspicions and sort of like, the Seven of Swords is like, what's actually going on? Because I feel like I'm in the dark, or they're not being really forward or transparent with what's going on. And like, the right person isn't going to make you feel like that. The right person is going to be an excellent communicator. And I think you might be being asked to lean into that in your next romantic prospect. Make sure this person not only, clearly communicates, but also it's like, say what you mean and mean what you say. Like, demonstrate what you're thinking or feeling through action, right? Show me, don't just tell me. Bottom of the deck is Queen of Pentacles. Value yourself and hang around with people who make you feel valued and wanted. And let the rest fall by the wayside. Maybe this person will show up for you in a different light in a few months, right? Maybe there's going to be some major change or transformation. I didn't see that in the cards immediately. But I don't know. My honest opinion would be like, let it go. Try and move on and focus your energy elsewhere. That's the best advice or guidance I can give you right now. Pleasure in travel, pleasure in educational opportunities, study something new, learn something new. And whatever lights your fire, go towards that. All right, Libra, that's what I got for you. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Please show me some love and hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it if you want to leave a positive comment or subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I post readings. And if you want more content from me, I am on Instagram and Facebook. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, Libra.